trout. First trout. I don't think it's a keeper. Yeah, it's only about 14 inches. Nice little trout. First one of the day. And it's let's get back in the water. It's Friday night again. And I decided to try the bayou. It's been warm all week, so I thought maybe the trout might be biting. And it's kind of our typical pattern this winter, but we've got another front coming through tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll be able to fish anymore this weekend. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm hoping for a couple trout. And then I brought my gig, so we'll try to do a little gigging after dark. I mean, it's February, it's almost March. So this winter is basically done. But this time of year can be kind of slow, so we'll see what happens. Uh-oh. This is going to be a little bigger. I don't think this is going to be a trout. Oh, it is a trout. It's a big one. This one's going to be too big. It's going to be oversized. Yeah, I think that's oversized. Well, still fun to catch. Pretty good. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. And actually that might be a keeper. It's gonna be pretty close. Let's see. I think he's oversized. No, he's not oversized. I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera. That's definitely a keeper. 19 and a half. Hot dog. That is a nice trout. That's as big as I can keep right there. Any bigger and I have to let him go. Lunch for tomorrow. This is some good eating right here too. Uh-oh. Don't think that's gonna make 15. Looks like another 14. Although he is kind of long. Yeah, 14. Kind of a skinny trout. Uh-oh. Oh, that might be a keeper. Now that I'm looking at him up here, it doesn't look like it now. Looks like just a little under. All right. Oh, let's see where you're at. Got you there now. All right, let's see what we got. Close. 14 3/4. Not quite there. Oh. That's a fish. Oh wow, he just stripped out some line. Oh my goodness. That is a trout. Wow. That is a trout. We have to come in from the... Let's see how long he is here. Yeah, it's too long. It's almost 21 inches. So I'll have to let this one go. This one. Pull it out through the gills first. And then push that through like so. Yeah, it's a 21-inch trout. I can't keep it. That is a beauty. Boy, that's got some meat on him too. Look at that. 1 inch over the limit. Oh. No. That's not a keeper. All right. Not a keeper. I might have a fish on that one. I think I do. Ooh, this is a keeper. This one is a slot. Not too big, not too small. I can land him. Oh yeah. That's a keeper. Oh boy. Boy, the mosquitoes are out. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Solid 16, a little bit more than 16, probably about 16 and a half. Actually, maybe 16 and 3/4. So that is a nice trout. That is keeper number 2, and I lost count of the ones I released, but I got 2 keepers. And I got time for one more. I might be able to get my limit. We'll see. It's starting to get a little dark, but I got a little bit of time left. Uh-oh. There's a fish. Oh, he got off. Maybe, maybe not. Ooh. That looks like it might be 15. I think that's a 15-incher. I think that one is my limit. Oh yeah, that one's just over 15, 15 and a quarter, maybe 15 and a half. That is definitely a keeper. I got my limit. That is awesome. Limited trout. Oh, wow. Nah, that's not a keeper. I don't think that one would have made 15. Not too far off there. About 13. Uh-oh. Oh, that's undersized. And about 12. Uh-oh. Ah, I got one. Oh yeah, that would have been a keeper. This would have been a slot. I gotta let him go. That's definitely a slot. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 17 and a half. That would have been a nice one. Let him go. Get my thumb out of the gills here without hurting it. All right. I've got this light box. It's got rod holders on it. It's got automotive fog lights on it mounted on the lid. I put a battery in the middle or inside. And there, it's LED, so it's low current. That gives me a little extra light. I'm going to have to experiment with this a little bit, see what works best. That's a lot of light. And of course I got my headlamp. Alrighty, it is that time. We're gonna see if we can't find a gar. And this water is a little murky. I don't know that I'm going to be able to see a flounder, but I can probably see a gar. In fact, I know I won't be able to see a flounder because I can't see the bottom right here. That's all right. We're looking for a gar anyway. Oh, there's a gar right there. It's kind of small, but that's a gar. Got him. No, I didn't get him. Thought I had him. Oh, well, that's the first gar. Oh, there's another one. That one's a little too small, but that's a gar right there. I don't know if that shows up or not. That was smaller than the other one, so they're out. There's a gar. That's a spotted. Got him. I believe that's a spotted. I'd like for him to be a little bit bigger than that, but considering it's February, take a close look at his head here, make sure you can see the spots. And look at his lower jaw. Yeah, that's spotted. Yep. Spotted gar. I can see the spots now. One here, there, 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 there. Plus his jaws are narrow. So that is my first gar of the night. And it looks like it's going to be not quite 22. Not quite 22. About 21 and maybe 21 and a half. All right. I got my first gar of the night, spotted. Oh man, the mosquitoes are horrible tonight. Let's get you in there. There we go. Okay. There we go. He's in there. All right. There's a gar. That's too small. It looks like another spotted. And there's one over there. There's two gars here. That's definitely a spotted. That one's smaller than the one I just gigged, so I'm not going to get him. Wow, the gar are out tonight. There's a flounder. Darn! I actually see a flounder down here. I'm pretty sure it's not a keeper. But that is definitely a flounder. Yeah, I don't think that's a keeper. I didn't bring my ruler that I like to measure with. This is going to be harder to measure with. 15 is right here. Wonder if I got something I can measure with. Wow. So 15 is right here. Let's see what we got. Boy, that's close. That is pretty darn close. I just can't really be sure. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna try it. I think that's my luck. It'll be 14 and a half. But that looks like it could be close to 15. Wish I'd have brought my other ruler because it's a lot easier to measure. Oh wow. This thing, oh, I'm backwards. It's amazing this flounder is being just sitting here. That actually might make 15, but I'm not going to get him because he's just too close. I don't want to gig it and find out he's only 14 and a half. I'm just going to let it sit. But that's amazing. I thought it would be too murky to see a flounder. There's another gar. That one's kind of small too. That one was probably smaller than the one I gigged, so I'm going to pass on that one. There's another gar up there. That one's about the same size as the one I gigged. And it's a spotted. I can see the spots, but I want them a little bit bigger since I've already got one. I want them a little bigger. Wow, the gar are out like crazy tonight. There's another gar. That's about the same size as the one I gigged. That's a spotted, so I could get him if I wanted, but I think I'm going to wait for a bigger one. I see another gar. This one's a little smaller than that last one. And he kind of sunk. Let's see if I can't raise him up. I've just scared him. He's right there. I think that was another little spotted. There's another one. Small. Let's see if we can get a little closer peek at him. He's got a fish. That one's got, looks like a little trout in his mouth. That's amazing. He got him lunch there. That's pretty cool. It looked like a little baby trout. It might have been a mullet, but for some reason the jaws looked like a little trout. There's a gar. Again, it's a little too small. It might be about the same size as the one I gigged. It's a spotted. I can see it now. That one's a little spotted. If I didn't have 3 trout, I'd probably go ahead and get that one too. But I got plenty of fish. That's about the same size as the one I gigged. And I can just about guarantee you that's a spotted, because I can actually see the spots. So we'll let him go. I'll wait for a bigger one. There's another one. Man, they are out tonight. This is a little bitty guy right here. There's another one. That one's getting pretty good sized. That one's bigger than the one I got before. But I mean, there's so many gar, I'm gonna wait for a nice one. There's a little bitty one. That one's way too small. That one's probably about maybe 14 inches. Just sitting down there. Another gar. God, I didn't realize they'd be out so thick in February, but that's kind of small too. I see another flounder. This one for sure is too small. But there is a little flounder down here. That's going to be hard to see because that water is so murky, but I caught his outline. Let's see if I can... Yeah. Let's go ahead and kick that one up just to... There he went. Boom. He was probably maybe 13 inches. Not as big as the last one. That's 2 flounder. Boy, a mosquito just went up my nose. Another gar. He's too small. Looks like another spotted. That's the same one right there. Oh, there's one up there against the bank. About the same size as the one I gigged earlier. And that's a spotted. Yeah, that's a spotted. Yeah, I'd gig him too if I didn't have all those trout. But I got enough fish, so I'm going to wait for a big gar. But that's probably the same size as the one I got. There's a flounder. Too small. That is definitely a flounder. He's moving. I kind of caught him as he was probably just coming here. That's probably only about 12 inches, 12, 13 inches. I wonder. There he goes. I spooked him. I have to remember that next time I got to bring, I mean, I'm still going to bring this one because it's easier to measure with this, a fish that I caught, but the flounder, just a regular yardstick, is easier. That's 3 flounder. Oh, there's a gar. That's too small. I'm not going to go back for it. Not big enough. There's another gar. About the same size as the one I gigged. I want one half again as big as that. There's a popping cork. Let's see. Yeah, it's got to wait. I can melt these down into something I can use. Stick it up there. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. Yowza. Oh, look at there. That is a great blue heron. Great blue heron. Beautiful bird. All the mullet along the shoreline. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before he gets one. Well, I haven't seen a gar in over an hour, and I'm getting close to the boat ramp, so I think I am going to do a wrap-up. So it was a good night. I saw so many gar, more gar tonight than I think I ever have. And I think they were all spotted gar. I don't think I saw a single alligator gar. Of course, I got the obligatory popping cork, and that one's been in there a while. Look at the barnacles on it. It's got a little weight on it. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so let's look at the gar first. That's your spotted gar, your basic spotted gar. You can see the spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count 5 right there. So this guy's 21 inches, maybe 21 and yeah, 20. Call him 21 and a half. I don't like to get him any smaller than that. And I saw a couple that were bigger than this. And I saw a bunch that were the same size, but since I got 3 trouts, I'm not going to go crazy gigging gar. But I got 3 nice trout. This was the last one I caught. And it's a good 16 and a half. This is the big one I caught, the first one. And it is not quite 19. I think originally I thought it was going to be 19 and a half, but nah, it's not even quite 19. Actually, if you lower the jaw, he'll go probably 19 and a half, but that's, I don't know if that's the right way to measure. And of course that one's 15 and an eighth or 15 and a quarter. So that's my 3 trout keepers. Three trout and a gar. That is a good night.